What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a good day today. Yesterday, Stephen Avery's lawyer, Kathleen Zellner, tweeted out this via the New York Times. Cannot stop science. Hopefully, Wisconsin allows the new testing in the Avery case. DNA report released soon by Cornell scientists showing blood vial ruled out as source. And she tweeted out a story that the New York Times posted yesterday. And now this is the type of test she wants done. So I had a look at the story to see what it was all about. And the full story via the New York Times is linked in the description below. So you can go have a read for yourself. But the headline states, 2 Montana sweethearts were fatally shot in 1956, and the case was just solved. The Cascade County Sheriff's Office said it appeared to be the oldest homicide case in the United States to be solved with genetic genealogy. When Detective Sergeant John Cadner in 2012 took the case, it was already 50 years old. 50 years old, and they had not discovered who did it. The case, of course, is about Dwayne Bogle and Patricia Kaletsky, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, teenage sweethearts who were fatally shot in January 1956 in Great Falls, Montana. On Tuesday, which would have been June 8th, 2021, so just a few days ago, the Cascade County Sheriff's Office announced that it had cracked the case. The office identified Kenneth Gould, a horse trainer who died in 2007, as the likely suspect who had shot and killed Mr. Bogle, 18, and Ms. Kaletsky, 16, more than 65 years ago. The detective said he believed it was the oldest homicide case in the United States to be solved with genetic genealogy, which uses DNA from crime scenes to identify the relatives of potential suspects and eventually the suspects themselves. Now, it was first used in 2018. Investigators turned to genetic genealogy in 2018, and it was most known for cracking the Golden State Killer case. The Golden State Killer, of course, was accused of committing 13 murders and nearly 50 rapes and terrorized California in the 1970s and 80s, and it was the first high-profile case to be cracked with genetic genealogy. Of course, that led to the arrest of Joseph James DeAngelo. The sergeant on the case said the crucial piece of evidence was from a DNA sample from a sperm cell that had been collected from the victim's body during her autopsy. That sample had been preserved in an evidence vault for 6 decades. In 2001, it had been sent to a state crime lab for analysis, but did not lead to any matches in the National Crime Database. In 2019, with the help of Bode Technology, a Virginia company that specializes in DNA analysis, another DNA profile was extracted from the sample, which enabled investigators to build a family tree that led them to Mr. Gould. Because Mr. Gould was cremated, investigators collected DNA from his children, which linked Mr. Gould to the sperm cell that had been found on the victim's body. Mr. Gould, who was 29 in 1956, lived just over a mile from the victim's house and kept horses about 600 yards from the house where she had grown up. He had married another 16-year-old girl in 1952 and eventually had 5 children. Mr. Gould's children, 3 of whom submitted DNA samples, were all surprised to be told that their father was being investigated in the connection with the double homicide in 1956. Now, the story goes on to have interviews with his children. You can go read those by clicking the link in the description and go check those out. Kathleen Zellner hopes to use this particular test in order to help free Stephen Avery. It said in her tweet, it said, hopefully Wisconsin allows the new testing. So, I mean, this test must not be available yet or legal yet in all states. Of course, it is in California. must be in Montana, because that's where those cases were solved, the Golden State Killer, of course. But hopefully Wisconsin does allow this testing. I mean, they haven't allowed anything else that has shown the proof of Steven Avery, but fingers crossed that this helps Steven Avery, also helps free Brendan Dassey of these crimes. So time will tell. She tweeted this 11 hours ago. I'm sure she's doing everything she can right now to get this new test allowed. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out in the coming days or the coming weeks with this. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on it, and if any more news breaks, I'll be sure to bring it to you. Thanks for watching, everybody. I truly appreciate all of the support that you guys have been giving me. It's crazy. Thank you so much, and I will see you all again soon.